Hey everybody, in this video we are going to be simplifying this trigonometric expression in front of you. It is the sum of sine theta plus 1 over cosine theta plus the reciprocal of that, cosine theta over sine theta plus 1. So what we have here is when we have a sum, oftentimes what you end up wanting to do is finding a common denominator. This should remind people of when you, in Algebra 2, probably maybe Algebra 1 for some people also, worked with rational expressions and you found common denominators. One thing you need to remember when you're doing that is you want to remember the phrase, don't distribute denominator. Chances are you're not going to need to distribute in your denominator. However, you will do so in the numerator. Combine like terms, rearrange, clean it up, and then attempt a factoring of the numerator. So if you have to rewind that and listen to that again, please go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and find a common denominator. Parentheses are your pal. I will multiply this fraction right here on top and bottom by cosine theta because the first fraction has cosine theta in the denominator and this one's jealous. This fraction over here I will multiply on top and bottom by sine theta plus 1 because this one on the right has sine theta plus 1 as a quantity, all collected, in its denominator, and it's also jealous. So now, So now we have a common denominator. And remember, I just said the phrase that pays, don't distribute denominator. So I have cosine theta, parentheses, sine theta plus 1. You stay like that. Now, if I play my cards right, your numerator will either, after you distribute, combine like terms, clean it up, and refactor, will either have cosine theta or sine theta plus 1 in the numerator as a factor, and we will be able to reduce. This is just what happens. It comes with experience. You'll recognize it, you know? So I'm going to use FOIL or distribution, first outer inner last, to multiply this. So I will get sine squared theta plus sine theta plus sine theta. Adding is counting. We're counting how many sine thetas we have. 2 sine theta. And 1 times 1, please, it's not 2, it's 1. Plus cosine theta times cosine theta is cosine squared theta. Now, cosine squared and sine squared, these two guys over here, are sort of able to be combined in a very special way using Pythagorean identity. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, that is 1, right? And I already have a plus 1 right over here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. You want to break it up into 2 steps? You break it up into 2 steps. I'm going from here. 2 sine theta plus 2 over, look at your denominator. Are one of these factors from the denominator, are one of these factors a factor of the numerator? Look at it carefully. What you see, I see a GCF, or a greatest common factor, of 2. I'm going to factor out the 2, undistribute the 2. That will leave me with sine theta plus 1, not plus 0. Don't be a clown. Not plus 0. On the denominator, cosine theta and sine theta plus 1. From here, matching matters, and it's got to be separated by only multiplication and or division. They cannot have plus or minus signs between them and other pieces of the numerator and denominator. It has to be attached to the neighboring pieces. Everything on top and everything on bottom has to be attached with multiplication. Okay? So that means we are left with a 2 on top and cosine theta on bottom. And 2 stays on top. Cosine theta, don't mind all the paint on my fingernails, I'm sorry. 2 over cosine theta is going to be, cosine in the denominator is the same as secant in the numerator. There you go. The end. Hope you liked it. If you did, if you're happy and you know it, thumbs it up. If not, thumbs it down. Questions, comments, concerns, and requests, go in the comment section. The video description has links to a ton of other examples, and then there is a click through at the end to either a playlist or the next example. Adios.